Right, so I'm super excited about this next job. It's been on the cards for a while now. It's classic restoration, no modern bells and whistles. Tell me a little bit more about this vehicle, Paul.
Mate, we've got our customer Dave. He's driven this one up from Sydney to be here at Queensland. He's driven it up. It's a 9th month 1976 shorty, and his requirements are pretty much a nut and bolt ground up restoration on this one.
So this little bad boy is going to look exactly the same as it did and feel exactly the same as it did as when it came out of the factory.
The day coming out of the factory,
That's
we're doing
awesome,
everything.
man.
The hood liner, the upholstery, everything. We're tickling the motor, we're not pulling the motor down.
Yeah, so just we take all the ancillaries off.
Yep.
Few new seals, paint the block,
paint it
make
up.
it look pretty.
Yep.
Because it's pretty good donk at the moment. I mean, we've heard it running. It's a sweet runner.
Yeah, it's a good little motor. It's a bit thirsty, so we might tune it up while it's here and see if we can get it down a bit. It's still a 2F though.
Yeah, that's the trouble. But so, sandblast everything, all the panels, the chassis, free part epoxy.
Well, we've had a discussion that it might have been in a rollover, it might have been in an accident, so we've really got to sandblast it down and knock some bog out of it.
Yeah, the rear, I see one of the rear panels on the back there. It's
pretty caved in. You can see this door.
Yeah.
So,
there's some sort of cross bracing on the roof up here, so I don't know what's going on there.
It ain't a helicopter pad.
No, it certainly ain't. So yeah, no, really looking forward to this one. Inside's totally bog standard. We're going to keep it that way. It's going to be such a sweet one, man. I can't wait to get into it. So hang on a minute. I don't know if you can see it, but just round the front here, I've come out. I've done a bit of work out there. I come back and I've seen that there's all the bezels been stripped down. What were you doing? Getting itchy or
Mate,
nicking
a little bit
parts?
excited. I've already started to tear down.
Yep.
Before he even left the premises.
Yeah, fair enough.
I'm tucking straight into this one.
No, that's awesome. Well, we'll get it back in the dismantling bay and we'll crack on with it. So, a few little tips to bear in mind when you're doing a resto on a 40 or any other vehicle for that matter. Get yourself some decent boxes. We've got some milk crates here, some cardboard boxes, some bigger plastic boxes for larger items. And then what we'll do, each box is sort of got a general location of the vehicle. So, for example, the cardboard box here is all to do with guards, front bib, lights, all things on the outside of the front of the vehicle. And this milk crate is all to do with the inside of the engine bay. So then what we've done, we've got some sandwich bags, and simply get a bit of paper and pen and just write on the paper what bolts are in which bag. On this bag you can write on the outside, so exhaust components, now they stay there. And what we'll do later on, we'll go through and decide which parts need to go off electroplating or which parts go sandblasting and get painted. This bag here is a bit of a general bag, so a battery tray, brake line covers, front prop shaft guard. Now they're all 12mm heads, 8mm bolts by 1.25, and they're all about the same length. So we'll probably use new bolts there because they're quite generic, but it just gives you an idea and a guide of what actually goes in those holes. So just make sure you itemize everything, write down clearly what they are. This is going to help you out loads in the future when you come to put this vehicle back together. So yeah, use your common sense and do a bit of the hard work first. It will make it easy later on. Right, so for you guys that have done this before, pulling wires through a section of body where you can't get to it, when you come to put that wire back through again, it's a nightmare. So what I do is, I've got a bit of welding wire here, make sure it's long enough to go through and then be curled up. Attach it to the end that you're going to be pulling through. Just knock that like that, right? And make sure that goes in, okay? Now, make sure you use a material that's going to withstand the sandblasting, and then is small enough to not get in the way too much when the painter paints it, right? So we'll just pull this through now. Go, so we're there, right? Probably got a bit too much, so just come through. I might do, I'll put a little loop on the end. Alright, that end. And then do the same this end. just chop the excess off, and then you can leave that like that throughout the sandblast process. The painter or whatever will just make sure that that's not touching when it gets painted, and then the reverse way round, when it comes to putting it back in, you just undo the end, tie it back to the loom that you want pulled through. Happy days, nice and easy. It will save you a load of headache, trust me.